Good evening everyone, welcome to the Severe Weather Chasers update on the 2nd of February at dinner time, and we have very active 36 to possibly even 48 hours coming up, so we need to get into this. First up, let's have a look at the position of the inland trough. We can see it clearly marked here on visible imagery. Anywhere east of that line pushing, we see thunderstorms, showers and just a blanket of rain. Anywhere west of that line, fine and clear. We see the developing tropical low just in through here. It's now over the peninsula, it's out of the Gulf, and it is starting to track towards the east, and it should track east of, or just to the east of Cairns, along the monsoon trough which lies in through here. Just for those that might be interested, a nice little tidbit here. This is the ex-tropical cyclone Iggy, still looking reasonably good for an ex-tropical cyclone. It's expected to hit the coast early tomorrow morning. If we take a closer look at the composite radar imagery over Queensland, we see broad-scale cyclonic turning here over the peninsula with a low that would be located somewhere in through there. We see a nice feed on shore here too over the Burdekin and the Whitsundays, and that's likely to continue with the heaviest falls probably south of the Burdekin and where the low crosses. We can pretty clearly see the monsoon trough coming in through just north of Darwin, down into the Gulf and across the Cape near Cairns, or just to possibly the south of Cairns, and just straight out into the Coral Sea with these areas of enhanced vorticity right there. So there's our low at 10 AM this morning, was right on the coast. 10 AM tomorrow we see the monsoon trough push a fair way north of the top end coast, so we get a nice dry southerly coming through the top end, and then we also then see the monsoon trough come through the northern parts of the Cape. It's a bit distended here, so it can come through this way or it can come down into here and across. This is the more favoured option, where it comes down southeast through the Gulf and pushes east across Cairns, and we see the enhanced vorticity of the low tomorrow morning, so it's moving fairly rapidly towards the east over the next 12 to 18 hours. The following image is courtesy of Weather Zone. You can see through the Access regional chart that we've got excellent rainfall here along the inland trough, plus 100 millimeters or so, pushing even as far east as just west of Charters Towers, and then we've got a beautiful feeder band right in through here over the central coast with Sundays, pumping in anywhere from 50 to 150 millimeters over the next 24 hours. Courtesy of Weather Zone again, we have a look at the global forecasting system from America, and we have the monsoon trough clearly marked where the northwesterlies are converging. With this as our low pressure system at 10 AM tomorrow, and we see some enhanced rainfall again over central inland Queensland and southern inland Queensland, and once again we have a very nice feeder band coming through and smashing the central coast and Whitsundays. Alright, well let's track our little low here at the surface from 7 PM tonight. So 7 PM tonight, here it is. There's our low pressure system where my cursor is. 10 PM tonight, the low moves eastwards to here. 1 AM tomorrow morning, the low is here, just west of the coast, pushing a little further north of Cairns than we sort of thought, so more around the Port Douglas to Cooktown area. Friday at 4 AM, the low lies right along the coast. It's pushed a little to the southeast between 1 and 4 AM, and it lies just to the north of Cairns, the eastern edge. The southern edge. We're getting moderate to fresh easterly winds at 15 to 20 knots, pumping into the coastline, so putting a lot of moisture in the coast, in the central coast and Whitsundays area. You can see the flow over the Herbert Burdekin is much more southerly. Friday 7, there's our low located here, pretty elongated at that point, so it's more like a trophy type low. You can see the monsoon trough right across where my cursor's going. Friday at 10 AM, there it is. We see a nice southeast or east feed coming into the central coast and Whitsundays, a southerly right along the north tropical coast and the Herbert Burdekin. Friday 1 PM, the low starts to take shape. We start to see it actually a low now, not a trough. Friday at 4 PM, start to see it pushing towards the east-southeast. Friday at 7 PM, there it is right there. We've got a very nice northwesterly feed to the north of it. we're still getting these 20 knot easterlies or east-south easterlies, and we're still getting a fairly offshore stream here, so it's not great for heavy rainfall, but we are getting some southwest southeast convergence along this line, so there is a chance there for enhanced rainfall next Friday or tomorrow night. With the southwest southeast convergence, we don't normally do too well out of that, but you know, the potential is there. And Friday 10 p.m. we see the low continuing out to the east. We see this southeast southwest convergence anywhere along the coastline, and we see these 20 knot east southeasterlies, nice fresh feed coming in through here. And remember, we still have an upper trough and an inland trough in through here, so anything to the west, to the east of that, especially if we're getting southwest southeast convergence, could mean some rainfall. Alright, let's have a look at corresponding rainfall figures for the amount for that time. Okay, well, here are our corresponding rainfall figures. We can almost see the low at 7 p.m. here with our rainfall figures. We can see very strong, very heavy rainfall echoes anywhere to the north here, and then we can see a lot less happening around the low itself to the east of it, because there's no southeast stream into it. However, we also have some good shower and storm activity along this trough line. Off the coast, just off the coast of Ayr to sort of, or just off the coast, just to the east of Townsville, and all the way through to the Whitsundays, we've got enhanced shower activity today. If we go till 7 till 10 o'clock, that enhanced shower activity eases off. However, we've got some very intense thunderstorm activity over the inland parts. 10 to 1 a.m. today, we've got that intense thunderstorm activity again over inland parts. We do get showers and that creeping in, particularly near Cairns there. We've got a nice little patch of shower activity. We've got some very heavy rain to the north of the low. The low is probably located around here by 1 a.m. At 4 a.m. we start to see the low push offshore. Or right along the coastline. We've got excellent activity to the west of it, to the north of it, along that monsoon and that southwest northwest convergence. To the south, not as much happening. However, we do get this area of enhanced rainfall just off the coast of Townsville or Alva Beach, and we've also got an enhanced area of storm activity just continuing all through the night in this area. Friday 7 a.m. between 4 and 7. The low pushes offshore just to the east-northeast of Cairns. Huge amounts of rainfall to its north. Great rainfall to its east now on an onshore stream, northwest-northeast convergence banding up here. More of a southeast or east-southeast feed down here, and we see more southerly feed here, so we don't get much rainfall at all in this region. We'd still have this amazing amount of thunderstorm activity down here. Between 7 and 10 a.m. we start to see a little bit more of this southwest-southeast convergence starting to creep in. We've also got these east-southeasterlies coming through, hitting the Whitsundays region, and then we've also got this heavy rain to the north of the low and also to the west of the low. So looking like that being an active period early tomorrow morning for Cairns and surrounding regions. By 1 p.m. on Friday, we definitely start to see this southwest-southeast convergence coming into this tropical low, which will be located out here, and we still continue to see enhanced rainfall in the Cairns area, North Tropical Coast and Tablelands in general, and still thunderstorms just pumping themselves here. Just amazing amount of storm activity in through here. So that's at 1 p.m. 4 p.m. we start to see activity starting to push offshore, but we still have this good convergence zone right over the Herbert Burdekin, pushing into the northern goldfields, upper Flinders, and even the northern parts of the Central Highlands and Coalfields forecast districts. We start to see the area of enhanced shower activity between about Mackay and Prossie start to push offshore. However, we are still looking at some showers onshore there. Alva Beach looks like picking up a fair bit there in that time frame. When we take it to 7 p.m. we start to see really good thunderstorm activity here just to the southwest of Charters Towers, and we also see that banding coming through into the low pressure system. So we've got excellent activity to the north, but most of it is now offshore or just touching the coastline as the low starts to really spin up Friday night. And as the low continues to move there, this stuff remains just touching the coast or just offshore. We may get a little bit more enhanced activity here over the Ingham Cardwell area and also around the Cairns region or Cairns South region. But excellent thunderstorm activity again to the southwest of Townsville, so that might be a real good area to watch tomorrow for enhanced storm activity, where that trough line, southwest, southeast, we get convergence, and then we get all that stuff feeding into the tropical low. So anywhere in that line could be in with a fairly active day tomorrow. So where that line exactly will lie will determine rainfall figures heavily, because if that lies a little bit further south, then we'll see more falls around the Burdick, and lies a little further north, we'll see more falls around the North Tropical Coast and Tablelands region. Anyway, it is going to be a very active 24 to 36 hours, and because of that we will issue another update tomorrow. Tomorrow's update will be earlier, so it'll be available sometime between 5 and 6 in the morning. Thanks for watching, and remember, if you want more info on this low and the development longer term and how it's going to spin up, please watch our Oz Cyclone Chasers update tonight about 9 to 9:30 p.m. Queensland time. Thanks for watching. Talk to you tomorrow.